watching KSL News at 4.
This month marks 5 years since Provo police officer Joseph Shinners was killed in the line of duty.
The man accused in the shooting is set to face a jury next month. News specialist Garna Mejia has the exclusive details. Garna.
Yeah, jury selection is set for February 27th with opening statements starting as early as February 29th. Now, we're expecting this to be a 12-day trial or about 3 weeks with the setup of 8 jurors and 4th District Judge Craig Powell. Now, Officer Joseph Shinners was a 3-year veteran of the Provo Police Department. He was shot in the chest by a wanted felon, 45-year-old Matt Frank Hoover, on January 5th, 2019. Shinners was rushed to the hospital where he died. Today, however, we spoke with officers that served with him. Draper Police Chief Rich Ferguson, who was his chief back in Provo, says that he will be at the trial to support Shinners, his wife, and children.
I'm ready for it. I know the family is ready for it. The department is ready for it. The community is ready for it. It's time. And, of course, I support the criminal justice system, and I believe that the process will play out, that it'll be a measure of closure for all of us.
Now, the suspect, Hoover, has pled not guilty to multiple charges, including aggravated murder. Prosecutor the death penalty, but rather a life sentence without parole. 9 years old when he died. He is survived by his wife, Lynn, and their 2 sons, the youngest born after his death. Clock, you guys, we continue that conversation with the officers that knew him best, what these last 5 years have been like for them and how they have been honoring his memory by being there for his family members. I'll send it back to you.
Garna Mejia live for us this afternoon. Garna, thank you.
Happening today, jury in Salt Lake City.
City of Cottonwood Heights says it has been getting a lot of mountain lion sightings in the recent weeks. So many, they thought it would help to post a reminder about what to do if you live in cougar territory. They're asking people to avoid hiking or jogging alone. If you live near deer habitat, do not leave your kids outside unattended, especially at dawn or dusk. Make sure to bring your pets in at night, and if a mountain lion is near your home, stuck on your property, or seen where your kids play, you can call the police to take care of it.
The Division of Wildlife Resources wants to remind.
This month marks 5 years since Officer Joe Shinners of the Provo Police Department was killed in the line of duty. Next month, the man accused in his murder is expected to face a jury. We'll have the details coming up at 6 o'clock and how officers have processed this loss and where they're finding healing.
All right, well, that does it for us right now.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Nightly News is next. See you at 6.
Tonight on KSL-5 News at 6, killed in the line of duty 5 years ago.
This is a wound that is in some ways remained open for many of us.
How Draper City Police are preparing for the trial of the man accused of killing Officer Joseph Shinners. Then a life-saving decision.
He was able to make a good, sound decision and was able to save this guy's life.
How construction workers were able to save one of their own after a trench collapse. And coming down hard on drunk drivers.
In my opinion, what occurred there is murder, and murder should have a stiffer sentence.
What one family torn apart once from the legislature after a tragic crash.
KSL News at 6 starts now.
Thanks for joining us tonight. The man accused of shooting a Provo police officer is scheduled to face a jury next month.
The trial comes on the heels of the 5-year anniversary of Officer Joseph Shinners' death. News specialist Garna Mejia spoke with fallen officers' brothers in arms. Garna?
Yeah, Officer Shinners' friends say he had this way about him, made you take notice. It made you respect him, but also put your guard down and relate to him. And even though it's been 5 years, his absence remains ever present. This video is more than 5 years old, but Austin Roberry still holds on to it.
Joe had his quirks and dancing in the car.
Like a prized possession, it captures his favorite moments, serving with Provo police officer Joe Shinners.
He could lighten up the room. He could make tense situations lighter.
he just had a lot of those natural, intangible things that, you know, make a good police officer.
It's these memories that his brothers in arms hold on to as they process his death.
That hit me real hard because I wasn't expecting that he was going to die.
Officer Shinners was shot while saving a fellow officer during a confrontation with a wanted felon, 45-year-old Matt Frank Hoover.
There's still a lot of emotion attached to Joe's death.
Over the years, the officers have become an extension of Shinners' family, watching a second child born after his death and walking his older son to school on his first day.
And we try to do our best, you know, maybe 100 weird uncles, but it's a bittersweet thing to watch the boys grow up. You know deep down that they deserve Joe.
With Hoover's trial drawing near, Police Chief Rich Ferguson says they'll be there to represent Shinners.
The department is ready for it. The community is ready for it. It's time.
As for healing, they found a silver lining.
Going through the funeral procession and seeing everybody taking time out of their day to line up on the freeway, fly flags and salute us, and thousands of people. I mean, I was really touched. I learned that there's more good people in the world than there are bad.
Now, prosecutors are seeking a life sentence for Hoover without the possibility for parole. The trial is set to start February 27th and is expected to last up to 3 weeks. I'm Garna Mejia, KSL-5 News.
Yeah, 5 years later, it's still a tough one. Garna, thank you.
Well, new developments as jury selection.